This is NuMedia TV in London.
Warning! The following program contains graphics and images that some people may find disturbing and traumatizing. Some of the violent content may be too intense for some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. NuMedia TV.
Fair Use Act Disclaimer. Fair Use Copyright Disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as nonprofit, criticism, news reporting, comment, teaching, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Content disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this media or comments on this channel are those of the speakers or authors, and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos and audios may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. This channel's owner claims no copyright to said content. The broadcaster of this channel cannot be held accountable to the copyrighted content. The broadcaster of this channel is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify the accuracy of such information, but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this channel.
On this social media network, we aim to address Nigeria's socio-cultural and political problems in areas of national identity, conflict, poverty, endemic corruption, inequality, nepotism, terrorism, agitation, high level of child mortality, unemployment, poor health and education, collapsed in infrastructure, cultism, ritual killings, herdsman crisis, tribalism and home violence.
As a precaution, this channel would also like to state unequivocally that we have all rights to use in all of our media broadcasts over 700 royalty-free tunes. These entire package was purchased and delivered by email. Tuesday, January 12, 2021 at 17:17 hours in London from soundsbest.com and a paid subscription and program from Movavi Video Editor.
NuMedia TV. Beyond the headlines. News in its purest form. Live stream with confidence. Contact us on +44 208 180 0433, Voice over Internet Protocol. WhatsApp +44 7467 634 822. The live stream will start soon. Please like, subscribe, share and to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
The first floor is always economics, because racism is economics. Racism has nothing to do with who you like or who you don't like. It has nothing to do with it. And when they beat up on you now, because they know you don't have any economics, you don't have a base beneath you. When they drag you to shooting black folk, they're not shooting you because you're black. They shoot you because of your social economic condition. You're powerless. They know all that you're going to do, they shoot 20 blacks tomorrow. All that you're going to do is go out and march. That's all you're going to do. They know that. You have no power and wealth. You build that business community and you build factories and industries in there. And you produce wealth and money and income. Then you take that wealth and money and income and you use it to benefit and lift your people. And you use it also to take the surplus capital and you go to the second floor in that 5-story building. On the second floor in that 5-story building, that's politics. That's politics. That's where your politicians are. Quit letting people mislead you about voting. Voting ain't worth a damn if you don't have an economy. I have won political campaigns for presidents, for governors, for attorney generals, for congressional people, for mayors, and city council people. Politics, voting, and politics ain't worth a quarter in voting if you don't have an economy. It's money that controls your politics. You take your money on that first floor in the powernomics concepts that I'm trying to get y'all to buy into. You take that money off the first floor, you buy every politician on the second floor. Don't worry about voting, buy them. Be just like the mafia. Be like the mafia. Just buy them. If you can't, you don't have enough money to buy them, then rent or lease them for a while. You rent and lease them. Then you commission him and say, now on this second floor, now I bought you. Just like all this next election, you can see all this money going into all these candidates, billions and millions of dollars. They're buying those politicians. You buy them on the second floor. And then you tell them on the second floor, now, under the powernomics principle, I bought your rear end. You now take your rear end to the third floor. And on the third floor, that's your court system. I don't care whether it's the Supreme Court or the local superior courts, or county courts, or city courts, or state courts. You buy them. And you tell the power, and you tell them on that second floor in the court system, you start taking care of my people doing right. The courts control the police department. The third floor is the courts and the police department. The police department would not be killing your people and shoot them down if they knew that you had an economy underneath you. They're going to pull in. How many of you seen police shooting down Jews, for instance, running? How many times have they been shooting down Asians? How many times have you heard them shooting down American Indians? They only shoot down black folk. You don't have an economy to dictate to the police department or to the court system. Then once you dictate to them, you take that money off this first floor, you go to the fourth floor. Your fourth floor is your media. You all got to start producing media in these communities and take that money and start going into buying media. You got about 12,000 radio stations in the United States, about 12,000 cable systems in the United States, about 5,000 daily newspapers in the United States, and about 5,000 also, television stations. You own nothing. Out of 12,000 radio stations, you probably now own about 60 or 70. Out of cable system, you don't own one. Television station, you used to own one out of 5,000. Daily newspaper, you don't own anything. Not one daily newspaper. How in the world can you communicate? How in the world can you mobilize your people when you don't own the media to get in touch with them and tell them what to do? If you right now try to promote something for black folk, most media will not even carry it. Most white corporations will even buy tickets or ads to help you do it. If you have a black radio station, you cannot have black media unless you got black businesses. Because you need the advertising dollars to keep the business, keep the radio station media going. The people say, why can't we own some radio? Because you don't have any businesses to buy the ads. Whites aren't going to buy it. But you get white racists on TV and on the radio. You get the Rush Limbaughs or the Hannitys or the O'Reillys on the Fox channel. That whole Fox channel is loaded down with racists. But they get the advertising dollars to stay on the air. You know why? Because you give them the money. I don't see any black folk in America renegotiating their relationships. When did you renegotiate your relationship with white corporations? Saying that if I see you supporting the Fox channel on this negative stuff about black folk, you'll never get another dollar out of the black America. You won't do it. You should be doing it. Y'all should be sending letters every chance you get and calling them the place. They say any white person on any of the Fox channel out here saying something that implies or suggests or intimates that black folk are stupid, lazy, dumb, and criminal, we will shut off every dollar coming into your company. saying they're not scared of you. They got your money for granted. They know they're going to get your dollar because they know you don't have any businesses to buy from. You don't have any alternative places to go get your gasoline. Like in Detroit, Michigan, when the Arabs took over 144 out of 146 gas stations. You don't own and control anything. You're dependent on them. They say, we ain't worried about the black folk. They don't have any choice but to come give us their money. We'll kick their butts and they still got to give us the money. And the same thing is true with politics. The Republican Party don't need you. They know they got you locked in box. They know you're going to belong to the Democratic Party. Democratic Party said, we got you locked in box. We don't need you either. Because you see, my people, your leadership has not got enough intellectual ability and internal fortitude and common sense to say, hey, let's not support either one of the parties. Let's create. You all could be the most powerful people in this nation within 1 or 2 years if you did one single thing. If you withdrew publicly from the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and said, we don't need either one of you. We're going to create a black independent party. And in that black independent party, we're going to trick you all because we're not going to run any candidates. I wouldn't run any candidates. I would create me a black independent party. I wouldn't run not one candidate. But I would say this. We're going to vote as a block. You're going to get 43 million black votes. And we will deliver that 43 million black votes to whoever promises the most and delivers the most to black folk. We don't care what political party you belong to. We don't care whether you're a black person, a white candidate, a pink candidate, a yellow candidate, or just an outright sample. We don't care. We will vote for anybody who will deliver and promise the most to black folk. That's the way you play politics. And I guarantee you, from all my years in running campaigns, every politician would knock down anything to get to your door. He says, you know what? If I deliver something to black folk, I can pick up 43 million black votes. Hell, I don't need a lot of people. I don't need it. I'll be there. Even though Hispanics that bypassed you in population might have about 43 or 45 million Hispanics in the United States, their turnout rate's only 20%. You still got to beat. Hispanics might have picked up the population, but they don't have the voting capacity yet. You can deliver and become the most powerful people in this country if you start voting as an independent bloc. It said we move as a group. We move as a fist rather than fingers. And we'll stay together, we'll take care of each other, we'll buy each other, we'll support each other, and we'll look after each other. And we'll make our dollars bounce in our community on that first floor. We'll make it circulate 8 to 12 times before it leaves black hands. Hispanic money in America bounces 6 to 7 times in the Hispanic community, all over LA. White money bounces 8 to 12 times. Asian and Arab money bounces 13 to 14 times. Jewish money bounces 18 times. Right now, black money doesn't bounce once. Because you're committing social economic suicide. You can be the most powerful people if you learn how to organize and play as a team. Now, doing that, now the last floor, then the other part. Last floor is the 5th floor. The 5th floor is education. Don't keep going around telling black folk that our future rests in education. It is not. Education is about as useless as the black vote. It's about as useless and as wasted as a black vote if you don't have what? An economy. You can educate these black kids, they have no place to go and use it. Education is a tool, just like a hammer and a saw. I got all kind of black kids graduating from school every year with all kind of degrees. Master's degrees in this, master's degrees in that. They can't master a damn thing because they ain't no place to go. Whites don't need them in their business and don't want them. So you're educating your kids to get an education and leave your community and go to somebody else's community, look for somebody else's business, work at somebody else's job, producing the wealth, power, and resources. What's the difference between that and slavery? You're still in the same spot. You should be saying, go off and get an education and come back home to our community and build things for us. And rather than going out looking for jobs, make your organizations, both whether religious or civil, make your politicians teach black folk how to produce jobs, not look for jobs. And we're doing that now by going to the last point, is that's called exceptionality. We do that by telling everybody, tell all your politicians from this day forward, we heard Dr. Addison speak. And what he says from now on is that we're not going to play the game anymore. We're going to stop doing what we've been doing in terms of inappropriate behavior. We're not against anybody. I don't want you all to hate anybody. I don't want you all to be against Hispanics, Arabs, Asians, midgets, humpbacks, anybody else. Just strictly be for your own people. Okay? Racism is a team sport. You either play as a team or you lose by default.
Yes, guys, let me bring my camera back into the studio. Yes, I think I'm back with you. And you guys can actually see me very clearly. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, world. Good evening, my avid viewers. Today is Sunday, the 24th day of September 2023. As you can rightly see right in front of your different screens. Yeah, I'm using a different studio. That's why the pictures are very crisp and clear. Maybe I have to cancel my streaming subscription with the other studio and then focus more on this particular one. The time in London is 22:04. Sunday, the 24th day of September 2023. If this is your first time joining us on the live stream, please like, subscribe, and share the stream. This is the only platform that we dig extremely deep into the roots of politics. For me, as an individual, let me tell you, I have nothing to lose anymore in life. Nothing for me to lose anymore this life. I have lived a fulfilled life, and the only thing that really matters to me is my service to God and humanity. Guys, there's a lot that has been going on. We're going to talk about a few of the things that I've lined up for you. The videos I'm going to play you. The very first one, I tagged that as Nigeria with Milo. The second one is Food Palliative 2023. The next one is Ayilala Transformer. And then the fourth one is Burger King in Ibadan. Burger King in Ibadan versus KFC in Nigeria. I want to connect Burger King in Ibadan that has just been opened in connection with Kentucky Fried Chicken in Ibadan, in Nigeria, not in Ibadan, in the whole of Nigeria. And then Kentucky Fried Chicken's connections with Obasanjo Farms. Then I've got on the fifth item, Oyinbo Farmers. The number 6, we're going to go into the Naira Malians. The Naira Malians. The current agitation between Naira Marley and Mohbad. We're going to go into it. And then Obasanjo in church. I tagged that as Obasanjo in church 2023. This is going to open up your eyes into other things. And lastly, the Jibo Bridge in Lagos. I think I'm going to take it up from the bottom, because I want to show you the state of Jibo Bridge in Lagos. And I want you to look at this. Let's start from, let me put the keyboard on my lap. Jibo Bridge in Lagos. Guys, let's start from here. I know this bridge very well. And today in 2023, this is the state of Jibo Bridge flyover, September 2023. And I'm not making this up for you. I'm not. You see this bridge, this Jibo Bridge. I'll tell you the story behind this Jibo Bridge, because Gowon was in power at the time as a military junta head of state. And you see this bridge. It was an advice that my late father gave to the federal government of Nigeria at the time when he was at Yaba College of Technology. And the purpose of that bridge at that time, we've got a similar bridge in the UK. This same similar bridge that my father worked on in the 50s in the UK, somewhere around Gideon Park in London. And the purpose of the bridge is to reduce the traffic in that particular axis of Lagos. And that was why that Jibo Bridge opposite phase 2 was constructed. So when you are coming from Igbobi to go to Yaba, that bridge served a purpose, because those that are going to Yaba can go, and those that are coming from Fela's house and coming from the other side of Herbert Macaulay. I don't know whether it is Herbert Macaulay, I've forgotten the road, but there was Premier College on the other side. And I know for a fact that Radio Corporation of Nigeria, MKO Abiola's company, is on that road. I've forgotten the road. But then traffic can move easily to go either to Ikorodu Road or to go to Agege Motor Road, or wherever you want to annex the mainland. Now, since Jibo Bridge was constructed, I doubt it very much if the bridge was maintained. In 2023, this is the state, September 2023, this year, this is the state of Jibo Bridge flyover opposite phase 2. And you can clearly see the bridge is already opening up. Structural damage. But the same bridge, when my father was in the UK, built, to which he advised the British government in Gideon Park at the time, still very strong. The difference is that the British government, they kept on maintaining the bridge time after time. The question I want to pose to the powers that be in location 9 in Nigeria is, when was the last time this Jibo Bridge flyover was maintained, and they had to wait for such a dreadful situation for this bridge to open up structurally for destruction? What is the problem with the black race? I don't have any problem with the white race. I have a problem with my fellow black race. Now, if Jibo Bridge was maintained accordingly to the letter, every now and then we won't have this structural damage. Where are all the engineers at the Federal Ministry of Works that were supposed, I repeat, the engineers at the Federal Ministry of Works? Because I tell you, when ZAB was the head of department, civil engineering and building, Yaba College of Technology, the Federal Ministry of Works, the Lagos State Ministry of Works, they will write to many of the institutions around Nigeria, like the normal practice anywhere in the world to send in some of their finest students to be recruited either into the civil service. And I remember very, very well that the Federal Ministry of Works, and I'll tell you why, some of the lecturers that taught at the Mainland Institute of Technology, to which my father founded, and he was the founder and the director of studies. He had some of the finest of the brains of civil engineering in Nigeria teaching at that institution. And the Federal Ministry of Works, as at that time, they will employ some of those finest and brightest students. These students are the ones that will go out into the field to check the state of your roads, your bridges, your infrastructures, and then report back to the Federal Ministry of Works or the State Ministry of Works on repairs on some of the infrastructures in terms of roads and bridges. Guys, I am physically and spiritually disturbed that the state of the Federation of Nigeria can get this bad. 63 years after independence. Where did we get it all wrong? Look at the state of Jibo Bridge flyover, September 2023. We're not talking about Jibo Bridge is a federal government project, not Lagos State project. What the hell is happening to the shithole called Nigeria? And you want to blame Donald Trump, calling each and every one of you black people, black leaders, that you are shithole. Look at Jibo Bridge that ought to have been maintained time after time. You see, I am not going to join ranks with idiots. And I refuse to join ranks with idiots. Because I know the level of the quality of work that my father injected in to the development of the Federation of Nigeria. This flyover bridge, I am repeating, was a project the late engineer Zacchaeus Andrew Bello suggested to go on when he was in power. Yes, Gowon built it. He listened at the time to my late father's criticism. My father was a critic, in fact, the highest. I followed his footstep because I saw him fighting for the cause of the common man, and I picked it up where he left. Look at Jibo Bridge. You see, because the bridge is located on the soil of Lagos State, I want to challenge the Lagos State government on this bridge. Number one. Number two, because this bridge happens to be a federal bridge that was constructed by the federal government, I want to challenge whosoever is in power at this point in time. What has kept them away from looking at this? Look at this. Is a structural damage. Heaven knows how long Jibo Bridge flyover was last maintained. Heavens knows. And you can clearly see the bridge is already opening up due to lack of maintenance. This is now taking us back to the last video clip. Black people don't have economic power. Economic power is the power right at the bottom of the ladder, because economic power determines political power, determines everything. You see, it is so sad, and I feel ashamed of myself. I am terribly ashamed of myself. As a Yoruba man, I won't describe myself as a Nigerian, because Nigeria is just a farce. Look at it. Jibo Bridge flyover. You can clearly see the structural damage in front of your screen. But then and again, you've got all your politicians at both federal and state level fighting themselves, killing themselves, physically and spiritually, for political positions. But then you can clearly see the structural damage that's been done. To a state, a nation that should have been the envy of the super world. Look, why won't the rest of the world make jest of Nigeria? Look at one of the oldest bridges. Look at, you cannot even maintain it. I am not going to blame the Lagos state government, because probably state government would have loved to maintain it, but because of the power tussle between the federal and the state, the federal will say to the state, this is not your project, it is a federal project. Look at, ladies and gentlemen, is this what you and I should be proud of as bona fide citizens of a nation that prides itself as the giant of Africa? You are no bloody fucking giant. Nigeria is a Lilliputian, like we've got it in Gulliver's Travel. All of you, if you read Gulliver's Travel, Nigeria is a Lilliputian. You are not a giant. Forget it. Look, Jibo Bridge flyover is at the brink of collapse. That's where we are. That is where we are as a nation. Anibolaji, Esther Olawale, Wasi Babatunde Ajani, JP, Olofe Crown. That's where you are. Let's move on. The next one I want to bring in for you is this particular one. Niger weed. I want to watch this to see how terrible Nigeria is. Watch this.
Igbó àti kíni igbó báwo ló ṣe dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ló fẹ́ dé bí ẹni tí wọ́n fún ìbáyìí tó wà tà mẹ́. Ó wà tà èyí ló máa ń tà. 125. Lè wo ló tà 15. Ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan 1,500 naira. Kí ló máa ń rọ̀ sí ẹ̀dọ́ níta nílẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ 15? Igbó ló fi ṣe. Ó wá kó wá sí ilé tiẹ̀. Kí ló kọ rẹ̀ yẹn? Fífẹ́. Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ tó gbé ẹbí báyìí? Wọ́n ń jà. Àwọn olójà. Ìfẹ́ àti Òtún ló ń jà. Kí ló fàjà wọn? Wọ́n ti ra wọn sílẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. Kí ni ìfẹ́ yẹn? Kí ni mo tún máa ń fa nìkẹ́? Sìgá. Kí ló lórúkọ ẹ? Olùmọ̀ṣẹ̀tẹ̀. Kí ló lórúkọ ẹ? Ọmọ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn. Tẹ̀ntẹ́rì ọmọ ló yẹn. Ìbàdàn. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ yẹn? Milo kini? Milo push. Kí ló ń ṣe Milo push? Kí ló jẹ́ káwé? Ìgbó báwo lẹ ti máa ń ṣe? Báwo lẹ ti máa ń ṣe? Just talk to me. Báwo lẹ ti máa ń ṣe? Báwo lẹ ṣe ń dàpọ̀? Bí bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀. Tọ́ba máa dàpọ̀ tọ̀ báwo lẹ ṣe máa ṣe tó máa rí bá? pẹ̀lú ayọ̀n èlò ló lẹ̀ tẹ̀ ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan lẹ́ máa ta ìwé bẹ̀ ẹyọ kan kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ló gbẹ lórí rẹ̀. Pàtí ọ̀rẹ́ tó wá ta ilé òbí ṣàbí kí ló lórúkọ ẹ orí báwo tó ṣe ṣe kí ló lórúkọ ẹ. Mo dájú rò tó kúra wọn tó mélòó yẹn gbẹ̀sẹ̀ yẹ sọmọ ìlú yẹn Ọ̀yọ́ tèèdì kí ló wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ yìí Milo Kush iná dà sí Milo Kush iná fi mí fẹ̀ ìgbó kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ báwo ló ṣe dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Àwọn olóńtà raise the terror kí ló ń gba tó ń tà ìfẹ́ kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ lánàá kí ló gbé yín débi. Èlò ló ń tẹ ọkọ Milo Kush 1.5 kí ló máa ń rọ sí ìgbà báwo ló ṣe ń ṣe. Kọ̀ kí ló máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Nígbà tí igbó kí ló ń kọ́ lọ́rùn. Àwọn tẹ̀lé ògidì pé ọmọ mélòó yẹn. Ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ló wà lọ́wọ́ yìí. Milo Kush kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ báwo ló ṣe dánwò ẹ̀. Ta ló jẹ́ fífẹ́? Fífẹ́ àti ìfẹ́ ló ń tà. Kí báwo ṣe máa kí ló máa ń fi sílẹ̀? Èrè ló máa ń tà. Lọ́n ta ẹyọ kan. Wọ́n pa wọ́n ta ẹyọ kan. Àbí kí ló wá gbé débi? Òkè bàbá wa rìpọ́tù wọ́n tó jẹ ẹjọ́ jà tó ló gbé òun jẹ wọ́n náà gbé jẹ padà bọ̀ ìpàtí wọn ti ta Milo Kush yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ de tí wọn náà lọ àbúrò lọ́bẹ̀ wọn náà lọ́bẹ̀ kò kí wọn fà ń bẹ̀ ọ̀gá dídì sọ fídíò kí wọn fà ń bẹ̀ ni wọ́n fà.
You know, ṣé mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀? As a parent, I am a father, and as a parent, I was crying. When I was watching those clips. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọbìnrin tẹ́rí ń bẹ̀ yẹn 27 years. My last born is older than them. My last child is older than those girls. As I watched that video clip, it was like God should just give me a supernatural power to kill a lot of people in Nigeria. I'm telling you the truth. And I'm not lying to you. I'm a parent. And don't forget, as old as I am, I was equally a child to someone before. My own parents. Who gave me the best of everything in this world. I was crying. I was deeply shedding tears in my heart. The way the Nigerian bloody fucking system messed up those younger generations. I repeat, when I was watching that video clip, I begged God to give me one supernatural power that will be above all powers so that I can kill. Yes, I'm not going to hide this away from anyone. I can kill a lot of people. Because you know what? The African politicians are the most hopeless and ruthless and ridiculous human beings on the surface of the planet. I prayed and I said, God, why don't you just equip me and give me the power to smite and kill all these people once and for all? But the number one God, the supreme being, who says in the Bible that your ways are not my ways and your thoughts are not my thoughts. I succumb and I surrender myself unto him. Because, listen, there is none like God. Kò sí èèyàn, kò sí ẹ̀dá ọmọ Ádámọ̀ tó máa ní òun dàbí Ọlọ́run. God, the omnipotent, the omniscience, the spiritual master, the I am that I am, the number one, the Alpha and the Omega. There is none like God. There's only one God. Ọlọ́run ò pé méjì o. There's none like him. Ká jẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run ọba tó dá ọ̀run àti ayé, ká jẹ́ pé ó lè fún mi ní agbára yẹn láti pa a lot of people, àti Satan àti gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní abẹ́ ẹ̀, máa pa gbogbo everybody. Wà láìtàláì mobile. I'm not lying. Because how on earth can you see yourself as a leader and then begin to look at humans that God said, okay, I've appointed you as a leader over these people. Look after my people, and then you opt out to now do your own things. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ṣì ń bọ̀ o. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin black politicians, Nigerian politicians especially, ẹni bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run o. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run máa dé wá bá yín o. And when the judgment of God come upon you, God will come unto you with a vengeance. I thank God my father was never a politician. He was never into politics. In fact, my father nearly got killed, like I said to you, in 1983. He nearly got caught up in the fracas that Banji Akitoye and Omoboriowo created in Akure. My dad's childhood friends, 2 of them were killed in that inferno. Chief Agbayewa, Chief Fagbamigbe, and these were the 2 foremost Akure sons that educated not only Akure people but the entire Nigeria. Chief Fagbamigbe was the publisher of a local indigenous publishing company called Fagbamigbe Publishers, and up till today, Fagbamigbe Publisher is recorded in the history of publishing as one of the foremost indigenous publisher in Nigeria. Chief Agbayewa educated a lot of àwọn ọmọ aláìní in Lagos through Lagos Secondary Commercial Academy, LASCA, in Ilupeju. He gave that institution up in 1979 when the UPN government came to power to give instructions that you either give up your private secondary schools or you lose it. Again, Chief Agbayewa was not selfish. He relinquished the secondary school he founded to Jakonde, despite the fact that he was an MPN man and Jakonde was a UPN man. Chief Agbayewa put the interest of Yoruba land and Nigeria at heart. Almost the same time, Charles McGregor, my supervisor on my major project, my major dissertation at the London College of Printing, encouraged Obasanjo in 1979 to buy outright Macmillan's Publishers. What was Obasanjo's reply to Charles McGregor? Obasanjo was never interested in educating any of Nigerian children. Education was never a priority to Olusegun Obasanjo. Tamboroba Shege Mutumu Banzani. Kadafun yala yaba bagbubuyin. Ewo. I was in a gathering yesterday. A civilized gathering. I had a very beautiful food. I enjoyed the food. Different like minds from different political divides, we all assembled in Surrey last night. People that worked under Obasanjo, we all assembled last night in a beautiful home in Surrey. We never fought ourselves because we were all like minds, and because the interest of that nation was what at the table. And as we were all watching football, eating, enjoying our lives, this wasn't the type of the discussion you will see Dele Momodu and all those Bolekaja journalists. These were highly intelligent people. We all assembled. From different political spectrum. Of course, they know me as I never hid my intentions, and they all know that Frank Bello is a Babangida man. Because I'll never hide that. And many of you will know. Maasofuni, Frank Bello is a Babangida man. Like it, hate me, crucify me, talk bad about me, I am still a Babangida man. But if I have to group all the heads of government together, yes, I will group Babangida too. But then I will single-handedly pick him out as one of the best head of government in the history of Nigeria. I proved it to many of them at that gathering yesterday. And one of the streams that I showed you, I gave them facts because I told the gathering last night. Yeah, almost about this time last night, we assembled together. We had a good time. And I said, àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n bí, the children that we were born in the year. Let me see if I can get a PNG file. Those that were born at the time. Let me see if I can get a PNG file. It is not in this studio. Yeah, let me see if I can get a PNG file in. And I will then, hold on, hold on guys, because I'm using a different studio. No, I don't need this. Let me just take that out, and let's bring in that here image, and just hold it. Yeah, I need, yeah, I think it is this one actually that I want. And okay, let me just click okay. Yes, okay. Oh, it already exists. Okay, hold on guys, let me see if, okay, let me do this. Let me rename that as stream show. Yeah, stream show PNG file. Okay, now let me get back onto where it is. New live stream, the PNG files, and I think I needed, this is exactly what I needed. And I'll just do this fit the screen, transform, fit the screen, and then let me bring in the stream file, stream file PNG frame. Okay, no, not that, not that. Under here, this is what I need. Yeah, stream PNG frame. Okay, so let me bring in the, no, I don't want you. Okay, yeah, okay, it's giving me some tough time. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to do. I want to bring in, okay, hang on, just, okay, I'm doing it wrongly actually. Okay, this is where I needed to be. Okay, now, okay, now, let me bring it in here. Excuse me. Okay, 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 here, PNG stream frame. Okay, yeah, this is correct. I'm getting exactly what I wanted. Now let's go here, PNG files, stream frame. This is what I want, that overlay. Yeah, and let me just do this again. Transform, fit the screen, and let me lock it up. Now guys, I've got it all right set up, so I'm going to move that back here. Look at this. Okay, now guys, so that you guys can hear me very, very loud and clear. That gathering yesterday, because I was just talking at the top of my head, I remembered vividly as gbogbo bá ṣe ń ṣe àríyá yẹn lánàá. I used 5th of April 1990. The year was what matters to me. And I asked each and every one of them, when Obasanjo came to power in 1999, these children that were born in April 1990, 1999, that Obasanjo came to power, how old were they? The whole gathering at that powerful event yesterday, last night, midnight, said, oh, 9 years, because gbogbo wọn no kàwé, gbogbo wọn, everybody ló kàwé, kò sí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ Wàsíù àbí àwọn tí wọn kàwé níbẹ̀. Intellectually minded people, doctors, everyone. They said 9 years. But I like to suspend people. And I said to them, those children that were born in 1990 and they were 9 years old in 1999 when Obasanjo came to power, I've argued this out time after time with you, because I said to them, I don't believe in fiction, but I believe in facts. In fact, one of the most reasonable person in there differentiated between my believing in facts and fiction, to which everybody agreed. To now tell the gathering the differences between my believing in facts and not in fiction. Intellectually based argument. Let's move on. 1999. Those children that were born in 1990, when Obasanjo took power in 1999, they were 9 years. The question I asked was, what were the programs Obasanjo had for those children that were born in 1990 when he became president, that in 2021 those children will turn 21? Obasanjo ruled up till what year? 2007. 8 years. You know what I told them? I said, you see, those children Obasanjo refused to train that were born in 1990, when he came to power in 1999, are those children that turned up and then became end SARS issue. Because Obasanjo was never interested in educating the Nigerian children. Ew. Molly, welcome. Yeti Queen, Tomi Adegbola, I welcome each and every one of you. Those children, that's why I think probably my father's blood, Zede Bello's blood, flows in me, and it is still flowing in me until it is the end of time for me on the surface of this planet. And I am not, I repeat, I am not going to stop or give up fight with hopeless and ridiculous human beings on the surface of this planet. Look at 1990. Obasanjo ruled up to 2007. What were the provisions Obasanjo made for those children in terms of preparing them to be the future leaders in the country? Guess what? Guess what? They told me in my time, that we will be the leaders of tomorrow. When Obasanjo was a military junta in 1976, they said, we will be the leaders of tomorrow. Those that led Europe. Did you all still remember that when Obasanjo was in power, Margaret Thatcher was in power? That woman is in the grave. Helmut Kohl was in power. at the time. Helmut Kohl, the German Chancellor, is in the grave. Jimmy Carter is 99 years now. The man who Jimmy Carter destroyed Nigeria, for your information. President Jimmy Carter of the United States was the man that destroyed Nigeria. In 1979, Obasanjo should have returned Nigeria back to the parliamentary system of government. Perhaps parliamentary system of government would have changed everything round. Many people are screwed up. Many black leaders are mentally screwed up. Because you know what they care about? They care about their own pockets. I'm not saying they shouldn't care about their pockets. They can, in the United Kingdom, they know how they fix it. They can fix it. Do you want to tell me that Nnamdi Azikiwe never stole money from the African Continental Bank, that the British government used that against him? That, listen, you have to dance to our own beat. Otherwise, we will fuck you up. And Nnamdi Azikiwe never had any other choice but to dance to the tune of the colonial master. That was the same Nnamdi Azikiwe that called himself a Pan-Africanist. Damboroba, Shege Mutumu Banzani. In my foot. I don't care if we are an Igbo man or whatever, but that is the truth, because I'm still coming back to expose a lot about Nnamdi Azikiwe that many of you still don't know in relations to pre-independence and post-independence, that I tagged the Nigerian trajectory. I can never be fooled. And I will tell the African story and the Nigerian story the way it was meant to be, or it is meant to be. And I don't want anybody to distort that history, because, listen, I have just one person in my life to report to, and that person is the supernatural number one that I am, God. I'm not going to report to you. No. When I die and I'm lowered into my grave, nobody is going to come into my grave with me. Everybody will depart. It is me and my Maker. And he will ask me in the grave, what have I done with all the powers and all the brains and the intellect he's given me to better the world? Listen, if you don't know, subconsciously in my grave, I will face God and I will tell God, God, this was what I did. Even in death, let me tell you, even in my death, I will still have access to all my preachings and everything on earth. And the pictures will be, they will start opening my pictures and my life for me like this. That's why I am not scared of death. And I am not scared of any fucking human being on the surface of the planet. I'm not scared of that. And I'm not scared of my fellow human being. The only person I'm scared of and I'm afraid of is God Almighty, the mighty one. That is the person I'm only afraid of, because you and I will account. The good, the bad, the ugly that you have done, we will all do what? Account for all our deeds. And don't forget, I will never stop preaching God's word on the surface of the planet. And the end of man. One day, man will end, because the rapture is going to happen, as recorded in the book of Revelation. It's going to happen. And Satan knows that that end is coming to an end. That's why you see the likes of the Western world, Joe Biden, and the rest of them now supporting LGBTQ plus, they call it. Something that is totally against God's wishes for creation. Satanic agenda. Yes, some people probably are born gay. I'm not against gay. If you are a born gay, it's a matter of choice. Me, let me tell you, me, I'm an Akure man to the core. I like women. Oh. I don't joke, because sharpener and pencil, when you put a pencil inside a sharpener, it will work. That pencil, you will, if you turn it like this, you will see the other end of the pencil. Have you ever seen a situation where you put pencil and pencil, it will work? It won't work. Positive and negative will attract themselves. Positive and positive will repel. Negative and negative will repel. So the same white people that slipped Bible into the hands of the black African people, they now want us now to imbibe the spirit of LGBTQ++. Tamboroba. Shege Mutumu Banzani. It's not going to happen. Just like I fought education in Hackney, I'm going to fight the British government in relations to the LGBTQ++, because I don't want them to mess up my own children, because they are not LGBTQ++. They are straight, and they have to procreate. That's why they are now imposing on Africans, local politicians, to now sign the bill. Who is behind it? Barack Obama. I have never been a Barack Obama's fan. I've always suspected something is dodgy and fishy with Barack Obama. They killed more black people under Barack Obama's presidency in America. I'm not going to go into Barack Obama's sexual orientation that I had questioned over the years. That he's gay, he's this, he's that. I'm not going to go into that. Whether Barack Obama is gay or is not gay, or they killed his cook, they've killed many people, that is none of my problem. You know, one thing I am very happy about. Why I am happy was the fact that the greatest woman on the surface of this planet, my queen in England, God rest Queen Elizabeth II soul. God give her eternal rest. She never supported that. Gay, lesbianism. If the queen was a lesbian or a gay, she wouldn't produce the next king, King Charles. If King Charles is a gay, he wouldn't produce the next king, King Williams, that will come after him. And if Williams is gay, Williams will not produce George that will become king. The white people should stop messing up black people's brain. They've already messed up our brains from slavery, to which right now the black people are now having to rebel against the white race. This new world order will spell out the way we want to live as Africans. Now, but African people themselves, because the whites are very clever. The white folks, just like they were clever during slavery, colonization, industrialization, so also they are very clever now. Don't forget new colonization. They're very clever because they know that the black people will always betray themselves. Even within Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidency right now in Abuja, they are already betraying Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But Tinubu, clever. Clever. I never supported his presidency. I never supported either Obi or Atiku. All I wanted was for them to return Nigeria back to 1963 regional formation. Let each region, even if it is the 6 regions they've created, let them return Nigeria back to those formation. Okay, you don't want to return us back to the 1963 regional formation. Use the 1963 regional formation as a template and use it on the new 6 geopolitical zones. And guess who knew the problem? Babangida knew the problem. Knew power had to be devolved to the states or the regions, if you want to call it that way. Let me show you this. Look at this next video that I tagged as food palliatives. Palliative. Look at this video. This is Nigeria in 2023. So many of you, when you see me that I am crazy, I am running mad, these are the things that runs my brain upside down. Look at this. Look at this is Nigeria in 2023. You are looking at Nigeria in 2023. Somebody posted to me, Adegbola, you posted and you said Babangida started settlement chop I chop. Babangida nickname was Maradona. Nigerians gave Babangida that nickname. And then you posted again, you said Babangida was a deadly dribbler during his time. Tomi Adegbola, I want to challenge you and I want to give me one instance how Ibrahim Babangida was a deadly dribbler during his time. You see, on Friday, Tomi Adegbola I was at Naco stores owned by Mommy Toib ati Daddy Toib. Naco stores in Dalston. I'm telling you, this Friday gone, and as I entered, they always call me, and I want Babangida lo ti wole. I want IBB lo ti wonu store. And of course, I'm not going to say to people that I am not an IBB man. Of all people that I have investigated, I think I have investigated IBB to the highest level. At Naco store in Dalston, Toib's mom was the one manning the store. I got all my groceries. And in the store, because Mommy Toib, only ti tàwọn Babangida ti wọlé. I never made money from IBB. I never enriched myself. I just discharged my duties to God and to humanity. So there was a man oúnjẹ tó jẹ nínú NACO ní ọjọ́ Friday yẹn aláàjì náà pé àwìn ni oúnjẹ àwìn. The food the man ate inside NACO stores that Friday was on credit. So, but because Mommy Toib called me and then said, I want the Babangida Lele. So the man having a free lunch, credit free lunch inside NACO stores, threw a salvo at me. To now say to me, Babangida stole Nigeria's money. You see, the way I have been brought up, I was very calm. Because the projection of my image outside to the world, when I'm outside, having come from a very, very prominent family, from both my mother's side and my father's side, to which I have to protect those names, I was calm. And I politely asked the man. I never knew he was actually eating a credit food, he was on credit. And I asked him very politely. He said, Only Babangida òun ló jí gbogbo owó Nigeria. But I was calm. I was very calm. And I asked him and I said, have you got any record to show that Babangida stole Nigeria's money? If you've got the records that IBB stole $1 of Nigeria's money, why don't you bring it to me and I will confront IBB with this evidence? And these were part of the things that I always say to people. I don't believe in fiction. Fiction is imaginary. Facts is facts. I live on facts. I don't live on fiction. Fiction is an illusionary world, a world that does not exist. I can create a fictitious world, an illusionary world. I'm a student of language, and I know how to use language to the very best of my ability, that the English who created English will be scared of me. When I said that, listen, bring out the facts. If you know you've got facts that Babangida stole money, bring the facts out to me. If you cannot bring the facts out to me, keep your mouth in a permanent position of shut up. And in your life, whenever you see me outside, never in your life you talk to me. Because you talk to me, it is either I run you down or I finish you. And that's me. Not knowing the fufu, this man ate 2 free fufu, and this man wanted to take another 2 free fufu away. That was when Iya Toib then said, no, I've given you 2 free fufus. You cannot take the other 2 fufus away. Pay for the 2 fufus. You didn't pay for the soup. This horrible man who said Babangida stole Nigeria money cannot even afford to pay £2. Only Okonako, Oko mama no mama Toib, Lumawa son owo yen. You see, I'm telling you this, and I'm not making it up because it is real. This Friday gone, I think Mama Toib Otiteterikpe, yes, I was really getting impatient and I was ready to explode. And if Mama Toib Yawunako never asked that man to leave the shop, Alaji Oya Eberesini Keruyin Kemajade Kuro Ninu Bibai. You know what I should have done? Emi Onisuru. I probably should have punched that man eventually because he probably should have provoked me into punching him in the face. I don't care whether you are a 24 or 25-year-old person and I am so old. I don't care. I'm a street man too. I'm a street fighter. And you can't mess me up. The worst come to the worst. Listen, if there's any weapon around my surrounding, either bottle or anything, I will use it to dagger you or inflict injury on you. The worst the British institution will say is black on black. Yatoib saw it that I think I was getting agitated. Because I was really getting agitated. Not if you cannot prove anything to me beyond any reasonable doubt. If you can, I will listen to you. But if it is based on fiction and hearsay that you cannot substantiate, rest assured, I'm a street fighter too. I'm a street fighter. Forget about the background I came from. I grew up in Surulere. I grew up in Onitolo. I'm a street fighter. And I will fight you to the last. I don't tolerate any nonsense. And if you think you can challenge me or do anything, you don't want to see the other side of me because the other side of me is satanic, is evil. When you activate that other side that is evil of me, I'm just a typical Englishman. I will do everything to protect myself. And there's no, look, I will even stand in front of the magistrate or the judge and I will tell them the reasons why I committed the offense. If they will send me to jail, so be it. I don't care. But I've never been to jail. So, Tomi Adegbola, if you cannot substantiate whatever you have to say, please be careful. Be careful. Be extraordinarily careful. This world is not static. I was showing somebody earlier on today the speed at which the world rotates. And I was telling the same person the gravity of why the dollar is painted as a green. I'm not going to tell you that on the stream. Look at this particular third video clip. I tagged this, Ailala. And this came from guess what? Same Nigeria in Edo State. It's getting interesting. Watch Ailala for the first time and how NEPA officials refuse to go to Ailala transformer to take that transformer away. Watch it.
Awa balayela yosia de yota ayela pus. No ayela. If you don't ayela, never ma we come store and I go constitute something for inside. As this ayela dey so nobody go share. No never ma come put something. See na, see. As they say ayela the bag if no let them before they go to put something for inside. So they go see that for 1 month they don't see light. See so they put ayela down. You see nobody dey near here. Even NEPA, they're not near around. Because at the install, at the positive something for inside. You know if you expect a tailor, come inside transformer, they put something. Now NEPA must see the one. I walk by your time, put it like that,
You see now? That is the same country, Nigeria. No electricity. A street. They had to engage the powers of the local gods, Ailala, over transformer. If they burn you, NEPA official, well, come inside Ailala and come and remove the transformer. That is the state of the country you and I called Nigeria. "63 years after independence. I never experienced that when I was growing up as a child. At number 23 Onitolo Road, Surulere. When New Lagos was newly built. Never. Electricity was constant. In my time, when I was growing up. Sometimes in the morning when I was growing up. In the morning, I'll forget, oh, because those days I had 5 different uniforms in my primary school, one for each day. And because as a child, I love football, I played loads of football. Maybe that's why I'm still athletic, because in my house, sometimes I'll go out into the park. Sometimes I'll invite my son and we'll play football together. I've still got my ball at home. I'll show you. I still kick football. Yes. Kick real football. In the morning, after I finish my chores, because at number 23 Onitolo, listen, let me tell you the routine. There used to be a man that will walk all around Surulere, that will call for the Islamic prayers between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. You see, the man has got a big stick like this in Surulere. If you happen to be one of those that grew up between Baja, Randall Avenue, Onitolo, Olumegbon, Sueno, Sonya, to Western Avenue, the man has got a very big, long stick like this, that the moment he stick, you will even hear it, and the man will say in Yoruba language, Edide, Asubato, Edide, Asubato, calling for the Islamic prayers. That was what will wake each and everybody up in my household. And in our household, the 6 o'clock morning prayer is a call to prayer too, to which everything you are all doing, no matter what, you have to suspend it, because we all have to assemble at the parlor, sitting room, for that 6 o'clock prayer, because Oma Luagogo, Mama Kekere, Mama Nurse, Oma Luagogo báyìí, gbogbo wọn bí aláya bàbá ńlá ẹni náà rè, that you won't be at the call for the prayer at 6 o'clock in the morning. So just as that man was calling for the Islamic prayer too, our own prayer too is being called. Àwọn èèyàn kan wá ń sọ pé kò sí Ọlọ́run. Kò ní dá fún yàrá ìyá bàbá ńlá ẹni tó bá sọ pé kò sí Ọlọ́run. Ẹni tó bá ní kò sí Ọlọ́run, màá kọ́kọ́ bẹ Ọlọ́run pé ìwọ Ọlọ́run fún mi ní agbára kí n kọ́kọ́ dán ẹnìyẹn wò pé ó ń bẹ lórí ìtẹ́. Ayílálá transformer, ǹjẹ́ wọ́n bí NEPA rẹ̀ kó lọ síbẹ̀? That is where spiritual powers are. Maybe even that cloth there was just a camouflage. that they just used as a decoration. But the moment they see it, Ibibai, don't touch. Because I don't want to go into spiritual problem. That's the problem you have. Let's move on to the next. Number 4, Burger King in Ibadan. Burger King. One of today, Ibadan. Burger King is now in Ibadan. You won't believe it. Burger King is in Ibadan. Would you believe that? That Burger King is in Ibadan. Watch this. It's coming.
Burger King is opening in Ibadan. I'm coming. Let me go and check something.
Burger King in Ibadan.
Guys, this is true. Hey, they didn't give me. Burger King is in Ibadan. They will give you box. Hey, I don't want it. I am now the new Burger Queen, and I'm looking for my Burger King. You know the right? They put many things inside. They won't put a bottle for me on the 23rd of September.
Burger King in Ibadan. Seyi Makinde has broken a jinx. Whether Seyi Makinde is going to run into problems with Obasanjo before he died is what I don't know. But definitely Burger King can never be in Ibadan without Seyi Makinde's signing. And I'll tell you why. We're still going to go into Obasanjo's issues. You see, Burger King, they've been trying their very best to come into the Nigerian market. Right all the way from 1999. And I'm telling you this, and I want anybody that is close to Obasanjo or his aides or his Obasanjo himself that will take me up. Just like Obasanjo cannot take me up on June 12th. Like I said, Obasanjo gave military order to Ibrahim Babangida to annul June 12th. And I've got it on tape. From those I interviewed. That said, Babangida was not alone in June 12 annulment. The Babangida acted on military order. You see, Burger King eyed the Nigerian market a long time. And I'll tell you how Obasanjo blocked Burger King in 1999. Olusegun Obasanjo blocked Burger King from coming to Nigeria because he wanted to sell more of his own chicken from Obasanjo Farms, Nigeria, Temperance Farm, to Kentucky Fried Chicken. So rather than Burger King and the rest of the fast food chain coming to Nigeria, the only fast food chain that Obasanjo's government gave the license to in Nigeria was Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know why? You know why? Because Obasanjo Farm produce chicken. And one of the mandatory requirements for Kentucky Fried Chicken coming to Nigeria was that all the chickens Kentucky Fried Chicken will use for their produce in Nigeria will come from Obasanjo farms. You see, many people were fascinated with Kentucky Fried Chicken. I had two sales girls in Nigeria at the time, Yabo Inyonda and Joke Adetui. Joke Adetui and Yabo Inyonda, when I take them out into the field for field operation works, I look after my staff before I look after myself, and I'll ask them, Kini Kotefeje. But they were all fascinated with Kentucky Fried Chicken. Emi Okimba won argue. And it was bloody expensive at the time. In fact, one portion with Kinikon that time was 700 naira. I had the money. I wanted to make them happy. Yabo àti Joke ní Shell Club. Tabati parise Tony, when we finish work at the island, maybe by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because the main bone of the field work is between 12 and 3. The way I was training them at the time. And I have to take care of them as a boss too. Then they will say they want to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Shell Club is the nearest Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I will tell them, you eat your Kentucky Fried Chicken. Me, I'm not eating poison from Obasanjo Farms. Because when you look at the dead chicken from their show glass, I always tell Yabo and Joke that Joke Adetui, Yabo Yonda, common chicken and chip shop on the streets in London that I will eat is better than this KFC here. This one is not KFC. I'm not going to eat poison with you lot. When you finish eating your Kentucky, I want to go and settle and eat proper abula, amala, ewedu atigbegiri, with smoked goat meat, bomo, and everything. How much? At the time, owó tó máa fi jẹ useless junk chicken Obasanjo Farm, only máa fi jẹ rich food from Akerele, Olaya, Olaya food, or kí n lọ sí Ìlàsàmájà. Màá jẹ nǹkan tó wù mí, màá yó àmàlà, àbùlà, gbogbo ẹ̀. I had already spent a lot of money for them on the useless Obasanjo's chicken from Obasanjo farms. But then, if we get to Amala joint, then they want to eat Amala too. But as a boss, I say, okay, eje. Ṣebí mi ti sọ fún yín pé kẹ́ hold ara yín pé ká kúkú lọ jẹ better organic food than all this chemical food that they are injecting into your intestines, that you don't even know all the chemicals that Obasanjo ó ti gbá gbogbo chicken ẹ̀ tí gbogbo yín tẹ̀ tún máa kó jẹ sínú ara yín. Mo ní, I would rather eat Oyinbo's chemical than Obasanjo's chemical from Obasanjo's farm. So Obasanjo blocked Burger King from coming to Nigeria and gave franchise to Kentucky. I don't know the political game that Seyi Makinde is playing, but I'm still going to study Seyi Makinde. So the connection between Burger King and KFC is exactly what I've just broken down. Obasanjo never liked Yoruba nation, never liked any Yoruba person. Let me play you this tape. This next one. I tagged this next tape as Oyinbo farmer. Watch this tape. I tagged it. Oyinbo farmer. Watch this. I'm coming home. Watch it. It's coming.
My people, this video where they show now so now the modern technology will make Oyibo the pass us will be Africa. You know, say we Africa as we black rich. Now so we they like to use energy, they suffer ourselves. But no be like that for Obodo. Oyibo got all the materials, they get all the machine where they do the work for them, their owner to operate them. The question why I want to ask now be say, it means say our government no fit afford this kind of machine for us. Instead, where they go allow us, they do Jackie work. Now carry this matter come on a table. As you watch this video, I beg make una help me share this video. Make this video go meet our country brother and our government. Make they try things the way forward. Instead, where they go allow us, they do Jackie work till we buy from this world. Before the advent of fuel, they talk in agriculture, now in Africans, they carry feed themselves. And as you can see from this very video, all the technology where they use so now for agriculture, not before any other thing. So if our government can provide us all those equipment, I think we go improve on our agriculture. Because for here, no be human being they do the work, oh, now machine, and they do this work. Help me share this video, may they improve on our agriculture, so that instead when they go allow us to do the Jackie work with our energy, may they provide us equipment where we go to use to fasten our agricultural production. Should you not see them? Should you not see them? Now they see as machine they harvest rice. Now they see the large hectare of land where machine they harvest rice. Now they see they using the package them. They want to just the operator more. Should you not see them? Make una share this video. Should you not see how machine they farm? It be as if na computer they do the work. Should you not see them? This was only in one day. The thief found the whole Nigeria. Only in one day because of the equipment. She be na the same. She be na dey see the wonder thing where that motor they do. Just in 1 second, you see what he don't do. But for Africa, they go like make we dey use our energy. Now it make you see say we Africans we dey buy before our time. I beg make una share this video, make this video go viral. Make our government take advantage of this. You see as na the cemetery where they plant rice. But if in Africa here, they go want to make you hit leg for ground, make you plant am. I won't take live long. She been at the cemetery where they package after harvesting for inside farm. As then they harvest and then they package it immediately. Now so then they process them. No time to waste. Now you make you see some Igbo people, you know they take their time before you know they don't produce millions of goods. But for Africa here, they go one more, we use our hand. They suffer ourselves. Why we won't last long? She be on the sea. This one na machine when they harvest potato. But if not for just now, they go say me they go carry hoe or cutlass, me then they harvest potato. Make una they watch this video. She be on the sea. Now machine, now engine, they do everything. Why we no go live long? But if na Africa here, una go carry cutlass, they do poo. Now they see cow, now they see sheep. You see how they feed them. But for here, now go pan for rubber before they drink and nyama don't enter inside. She be na they see, make una they share this video, make this video go viral. And don't forget to share, make una share this video, make this video go meet our country people. She be na they see, this one na come, see what they remove come from your body. But for here, now go they use una nails. You see what they harvest carrots, she be na they see. Make una watch this video and make sure you share this video. You see what they plant carrot and they see what they harvest carrot. She be na they see. How long will it take our government to provide all this machine for us to fasten our agriculture? Now see waiting the package come. She be na the same. Make una the see Igbo life. Make our African leaders they copy from Igbo people. Una the same. For here now go use digger. Go they dig this see waiting they catch fish. Now they see. Una they see waiting they catch fish. Now they see waiting they harvest fish. Why we no go live long? Make una share this video, make this video go viral. Now they see for here now go they use cutlass. Now they see say now machine they do everything so share now they see how they feed their animal. Now they see how they process their fruits. Now they see how they do everything. Everything is in line. See how they harvest corn. See how they harvest corn. Now they see. Make una share this video, make this video go meet some of African people because no. See how they harvest, see how they package, machine where they harvest, now that's the machine they package them. Now it means say our African leaders they no fit afford this kind of machine for us to fasten our agriculture. Make una they watch, make they learn. She be una they see. If na farm they won't farm, it dey easy. If na harvest they won't harvest, it dey easy. If na package they won't package, it dey easy. Everything dey easy with the aid of their men.
It is
my people. This video where they show now so that the modern technology where make Oibo the pass us where be Africa.
It is
you know, say we Africa.
It is very degrading. Did you get it? Extremely degrading for the Africans. And you know what? The white people, they've devised technology and every means to make life very easy for themselves in terms of agriculture, in terms of technology, in terms of everything. I was talking to somebody earlier on this morning. And that person I was talking to earlier on this morning I was vibrating on a very, very high spiritual energy. And the moment I am vibrating on that higher plane of existence, trust me, I am no longer human being. I'm no longer human. In that conversation, I made it known to that person. I said, listen to me. The very day we humans, we presented money as a means of exchange between ourselves here on this plane of existence called planet Earth, to which I've outlined that in the book I am trying to put to bed by the end of December this year for the world to read. I said to that person, I said, you know what humans did? They took money to God, the creator of heaven and earth, that Baba God, this is what we need to use as a means of exchange between us. Here, that is your domain. And I said to that person, and I said, you know what God did? Because man brought the request unto him. God blessed money for man. And inasmuch as God, the number one creator that is uncreated, blessed what we brought to him as a means of exchange between ourselves, God blessed it. And inasmuch as God blessed it, God equally cursed money. God blessed money because God said, if this is what you want, then let this money flow round as the world revolves. I googled the speed at which the earth revolves on its own axis, and that person was shocked to see the speed at the way planet Earth revolves, spin, incredible speed. God then cursed money and then said, because the world is not static, planet Earth is not static, it goes round. Money should never be static, and it must never be hoarded by anyone, because you've brought it as a blessing of exchange between all of you. Then I went a little bit deeper to now spell to that person. I said, did you know why the color of the dollar is green? The person said no. I then broke it out to that person, the spiritual color of the US dollars being green. And I said, listen, why do you think the dollar is green, just one color? That person said, no, I don't know. I said, because you don't know, because I told people that the world is run in symbols and in code. Dollar is green because the US dollar, the color of that green in the US dollars represented the earth. Everything that grows from the earth. And everything that is green is vegetation. That is why the dollars is the international currency of the world. And that's why the color of the dollar, from the $1 to the most extensive dollar, the $1,000 bill that is very rare. The closest one you can see that is common is $100. But there is the $1,000 bill. You can't find that. Everything in green. I said it is because the earth, Ile, provides the vegetation that we all have to live on. Does that mean that the white people are far more closer to God than us? Does that mean that the white race are so conversant in negotiating business and going about looking for Oroaje business all over the world? I'll leave you to that judgment. I'm not going to procrastinate. But the color of the dollar is green, and the spiritual color of money is green. Simple. The spiritual color of money, let me repeat it to you, is green. Green. Green signifies everything that grows beneath the earth into the open. The vegetation. That is why the dollar is green. And there's no currency. I'm not an American. And there is no other currency that will beat that currency. They know how to play the game. It is the new world order game. But God has got a plan. America will have to change its own ways to be dominant and to then change their own approach towards Africa before they can make it. America must desist from supporting the LGBTQ plus or whatever they want to call it. You see that? African leaders are screwed up. They are bloody screwed up. And everything right upstairs in their brains is empty. That is why the white race does not respect the black race, because the black race don't have economic power. They don't even have economic power even in their own continent, because Europeans, Americans can turn the tide around and they can easily even call brother to go and kill brother. The way they've used slavery, to which many African leaders are now campaigning for reparation. Play your games right. It is politics. These new generations of Africans coming are so sophisticated that it's not going to work. When we begin to watch video clips like this, it's not going to work, because this is a wake-up call for many African nations. Watch this once again. You've seen it before, but watch it again.
If you are an African, you really need to watch this. Africa is in trouble.
Sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow Sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep Sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap. Okay, so that's the message. It doesn't mean to say that there's nothing Africans can do. Of course there is. This is what it's about. Because if Africa does do something different, I assure you, living standards of all those in Europe and North America and Asia is going to fall. Okay? And that is a big price to pay. I assure you that the West is not going to allow that without a big fight. Okay? So the job of many Western academics is to convince Africans they have to keep doing what they're doing. Okay? And to show them It's your fault that you're poor. It's not our fault. It's your fault that you're poor, you know. So this is what we do in academic institutions. We know the basic forces that have caused this underdevelopment. We know it's colonization. We cannot afford to allow Africa to industrialize and start producing manufactures. Okay, so we will do everything to stop that. And I'm going to show you how we actually block that. We had East Asian rapid industrialization processes. So in the earlier period, we had Japan and Korea and Taiwan. Okay, rapid growth, sucking in raw materials from Africa, driving up the prices. And after those countries finished industrialization, then Sub-Saharan African growth rate again fell. Sub-Saharan Africa is condemned to this role, just the supplier of raw materials, not a manufacturer. The currencies are collapsing of these countries, and many of them are Sub-Saharan African countries. After colonization ended, we needed new structures to keep these countries where they were. Okay? And the first of those is aid. Okay, we give them aid. Aid for what? Actually, we give them aid to keep repressive regimes in power. That's all. All the hypocrisy about transparency and democracy and bullshit.
Listen to that. Can you hear that?
But it would go to country after country offering loans. And if the president did not accept the loan,
we'd kill him.
They would kill him. It's just economics. It's economic warfare. The rich declare war on the poor. It happens everywhere. It happens in a country. The rich control the government. Of course they do. You really believe you have democracy? Come on. You know, I mean, grow up. Who has all the subsidies and income support? US, Europe. The largest budgets in the world for supporting their farmers are Europe and US. You see, we're keeping them dependent. We're keeping them on a string. This next round of the WTO is designed to block that. To block anyone else.
Oh.
If you were an African...
Now, if you compare that with the initial video I played earlier on about the economic power of the black race. The black race, forget about it. We don't have any economic power. So we cannot determine political power. Where I was today, I was spelling it out, and I think Councillor Fumi Ademilua was bitter about the fact that some other nationalities from other parts of the world, they came to England, they bought some buildings and so on and so forth next to her, that why can't we Africans do the same? You cannot even work under the same partnership. Partnership doesn't work with the African people. Partnership, they will destroy themselves spiritually with voodoo. If black people can kill twins in Calabar, to which a white woman, Mary Slessor, stopped it, that showed to me that the black race is a cursed race. The black race needed to be uncrossed, needed a situation whereby the jinx hanging over them is decrossed. That's the problem. The same problem spilled over to the Yoruba agitation, to which I gave up completely. And I'm no longer interested in any Yoruba agitation, because I told them in 2020, when I saw the fraud, that the agitation in Yoruba land is becoming a farce, and it is now reality. Let's go into Obasanjo and let us examine the Obasanjo's project 2023. I want you to watch this very carefully with me, because I want to point out something, because I'm not really done yet with OBJ. I'm not done with him. And the place I was last night in Surrey, I told them emphatically I made my stand known that I hate so passionately Olusegun Obasanjo. Watch this video clip and then I'll talk to you about it. Watch it.
Àwa Kristẹni, a máa ń fi nǹkan já tán ẹ̀nà, a máa ń fi nǹkan já tán, a máa ń ṣe nǹkan ní yẹpẹrẹ. Wọ́n á fẹ́ bẹ̀yìn nítorí Nàìjíríà tá a ní lónìí kì í ṣe Nàìjíríà tí Ọlọ́run fẹ́ fún wa.
Wow!
Nàìjíríà tí Ọlọ́run fẹ́ fún wa.
Wow!
Nàìjíríà tí ó ń ṣàfùwárà.
Ìyẹn ìwọ náà OBJ.
Nàìjíríà olówó tá a ní lónìí nítorí pé àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ lídà wa kò ṣe ohun tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ní àkókò tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n àti bóyá ó ṣe yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n. Tá a bá kọ̀ntínú báyìí gbogbo adé stage tó jẹ́ pé ní Sunday a ní lè worship ní church náà torí àwọn kidnapper àwọn Boko Haram wọn a máa wọlé ní church wọn a máa gbé wa kọ̀ọ̀kan ní. Kí ló lè dá eléyìí dúró? Is for us to change the leadership in this country. Ọlọ́run á fún wa ní opportunity ní ọdún tó pọ̀. Tí a bá lo opportunity yẹn bó ṣe yẹ ká lò, gbogbo wa láàbùlé mọ ara wa o. Mi ò lè sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Great wonders. tí gómìnà bá wà tàbí president bá wà òfin ọba náà ó láti dìde fún gómìnà tàbí president ẹ dìde. ẹ jókòó.
Look at his mouth. Ani Bolaji, yes, I can spot you if you're still on.
Age, ọjọ́ orí àti ipò. Gómìnà ní ipò. Tójú tí ẹ ní ọba lọ. Nígbà tó bá ṣe gómìnà. Tí ó bá ṣe gómìnà mọ́. Even nígbà tí mo ṣe president, mo ń dọ̀bálẹ̀ fọba. Ṣùgbọ́n tí n bá wọ yàrá, ọba ó dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún mi. So ẹ jẹ́ kí a gbé àṣà wa ká gbé lárugẹ.
Ọbásanjọ́ ní inú ìjọsìn Esther Ajayi. Ẹ rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ náà ó ní ẹ̀tíkẹ́. This was a video clip that Obasanjo went to Esther Ajayi's church. The same Obasanjo that disgraced Obas is saying. And as a matter of fact, I want to show you this picture of OBJ. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me just get this, yes. And then let me bring in this one. I want to bring in Obasanjo's details. Watch this. Obasanjo said, ẹ̀tanú ni kò jẹ́ kí wọ́n gbé ipò ààrẹ fún MKO Abiola. You can see the source, bbc.com. Olusegun Obasanjo, that I questioned whether he's a Yoruba man, because I don't consider Obasanjo as a Yoruba man. Obasanjo, unlike MKO, Obasanjo is a bastard. Yes, I repeat it. Ọmọ àlè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni Olusegun Obasanjo. Ẹ wò, ó ní ẹ̀ta inú ni kò jẹ́ kí wọ́n gbé ipò ààrẹ fún MKO Abiola. Ṣé ẹ rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ náà ó tóbi ju ẹnu Ọbásanjọ́ lọ? Ó tóbi ju ẹnu ẹ lọ. Ọbásanjọ́ is not in a position, I repeat, if I'm going to die in the course of this, so let it be. Obasanjo is a vagabond, a vindictive womanizer. And I stand by what I have to say. Because Obasanjo, I personally, at the same gathering I told them there's no journalist in the whole of Nigeria that used his money to investigate June 12 annulment. And I want Obasanjo to come out. Ikú Obasanjo kò ní dá lórílẹ̀-èdè ayé iṣẹ́. And I mean it. And time after time, I have queried Ibrahim Babangida that IBB, don't carry the shoulders and the burdens of other people over you. And I mean it. And I will repeat it once again. I've been repeating this time after time. If Babangida is not going to talk about June 12, I used my own money to investigate June 12 on behalf of Nigerians. That is documented. And I can honestly say to you, anywhere that you are, and I will defend this to my death, to my grave. Did you hear this? I will defend this to my grave. My grave. That Olusegun Obasanjo gave Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida the military order not to hand over power to a womanizer. MKO Abiola. You see, this is my anger with IBB. I'm angry with Ibrahim Babangida. I will cut this tape and I will send it to him via his spokesman, Kasim Afegwa. I told him that Babangida, you never acted alone in the June 12 annulment. Speak out. In fact, I opted out and I said, Babangida, let us put Nigeria on fire. The man was scared. I was ready to put Nigeria through fire because I was ready to. Lose, man. I have nothing to lose. Because for me, truth has to prevail. And I wanted to stop IBB. Yes, I wanted to stop him from carrying onto his own shoulder the burdens that Nigeria created for him. If you're lucky, if you're very lucky to meet one-on-one the way I've met, interacted with IBB, let me tell you, I never made money and I don't want to make any money from him. But what I was particular about in my life is the truth. But I wanted IBB to come out and talk about that June 12. That was the big shoulder over him. That you lot in Nigeria thought Babangida annulled June 12. IBB never annulled June 12. And I will stand and I will still correct myself and I will defend myself, and I want Obasanjo, yes, to come out to defend himself about the saga of the issue of the June 12 annulment. I want Obasanjo to come out to now tell the whole world that he never gave Ibrahim Babangida the military order to annul June 12. Obasanjo is a vindictive human being on the surface of the planet. Look at what happened in Iseyin. Let me tell you, when Obasanjo was the military head of state, don't forget, Obasanjo forcefully acquired 100 acres of land in Iseyin, just like he acquired other land illegally through his friend at the time in America, Jimmy Carter, who encouraged him to go into mechanized farming. Operation Feed the Nation turned out to be Obasanjo Farms Nigeria. Operation Feed the Nation, OFN, turned out to be Obasanjo Farms Nigeria, OFN. All the lands in Ota, Obasanjo acquired through illegal means, and the Land Use Act he created during his own administration as a military junta. Let him come out to come and defend this. And if you think you are an Obasanjo person, come for me. Come for me physically, come for me spiritually. I don't care. I have nothing to lose anymore. But before you get me, I will kill each and every one of you spiritually too. I will show you the stuff I'm made of. I'm not afraid of death. At this stage of my life, forget it. What then happened at Iseyin was that Obasanjo forcefully acquired 100 acres of land in Iseyin for farming. But later, Obasanjo then increased the land from 100 acres to 250 acres. The increment then brought about misunderstanding and rot between the Okeogun Obas and those Obas revolted against Olusegun Obasanjo. Baba, 100 acres lelefe, as in deliberate lori, and suddenly you then increase this to 250 acres. So, because of the increment from 100 acres to 250 acres, all those kings revolted against Obasanjo. So because of their revolt, those Obas then succeeded in sending Obasanjo away. So Obasanjo never got even 100 acres he negotiated, nor the 250 acres he increased the land to. They sent him away. So Obasanjo came back exactly 20 years after handing over to Shagari. He pursued his goal again in Iseyin. of wanting the same 250 acres of land in Iseyin. So what then happened was that all the Obas in Iseyin, they went to court and they defeated Olusegun Obasanjo in court. So what then happened eventually was that Obasanjo's visit to Iseyin, as at that time when he said, Edide Ejoko, that visit gave Obasanjo the opportunity to throw a jab at those Obas. But Obasanjo knew the qualities of the Obas that were there. So Obasanjo's visit to Iseyin to say Eyoba Edide Ejoko was a revenge by him. Revenge. Daranijo Juwon, good evening. A revenge. Three hours, 20 minutes online. Yes. That was the same Obasanjo that never had any interest in educating Nigerian children. Don't forget. He never. Obasanjo had opportunities in 1979, according to Charles McGregor, to buy outright Macmillan's publisher. Ikú Ọbásanjọ́ ò ní dá. Obasanjo betrayed Obafemi Awolowo. Every Yoruba sons and daughters, Obasanjo betrayed. He betrayed Awolowo in 1979, in as much as Moshood Abiola teamed up with the Northerners, thinking the Northerners will give him power. MKO Abiola, unlike Olusegun Obasanjo, went to Awolowo and prostrate. And Awolowo called Afenifere to say to Afenifere that MKO Otiwa Tuba Ọbásanjọ́ ò túbá, Ọbásanjọ́ ò lè rí ẹ̀yọ́nú Ọlọ́run. I can't say all these things in English language. I can say it proficiently in my mother's tongue, Yoruba. Etibo. Ọbásanjọ́ láti ọ̀gànjọ́ òru ni mo wà yìí. Mo dẹ̀ ń sọ with a prophetic proclamation. Ọbásanjọ́ kò lè rí ẹ̀yọ́nú ayé, kò dẹ̀ lè rí ẹ̀yọ́nú ọ̀run mọ́. Ayé ti dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn Ọbásanjọ́ láti wákàtí, ọ̀run dẹ̀ ti dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn Ọbásanjọ́. Èmi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Èmi òòṣà ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ikú ló máa gbẹ̀yìn gbogbo wa o. Èmi ò rẹ ẹ̀rù kú ò bà mí o. Ẹ jẹ́ n sọ fún yín o. Don't scare me with death. I'm not afraid of death. Listen, I've lived a fulfilled life. Jesus is very pleasing to me. I've never mocked Jesus the way Obasanjo mocked even Jesus Christ, my own Lord. Jesus is my Lord. And I can never, in any circumstances, deny the fact that I'm a child of Jesus Christ and I belong to Jesus. Ọbásanjọ́ kò lè rí ẹ̀yọ́nú ayé, kò dẹ̀ lè rí ẹ̀yọ́nú ọ̀run mọ́. It is a prophetic proclamation. Because nǹkan tó fi lè mú Ọbásanjọ́ sọ pé even if Jesus Christ should come down to Nigeria from heaven, he cannot conduct a credible election. Kò ní dá fún yàrá yẹn tó sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọbásanjọ́ ká dá fún ẹ. Ìwọ tàka sí Jésù Kristi ká dá fún ẹ, Ọbásanjọ́. Kíkéré lábẹ́rẹ́ kéré o, kì í ṣe mímì fún adìyẹ. Mo kéré sí ẹ, Olúṣẹ́gun Ọbásanjọ́. Mi ń ṣẹran ẹ. Wàláì tàláì won't be lie. I'm not boasting. Ẹ dán mi wò. I will show you the stuff I am made. Ìwọ. Gbogbo àwọn tán dẹ̀ pera wọn ní pastors àti bishops àti gbogbo wọn. Wọn dẹ̀ lè correct ẹ. And you had the audacity to make that gaffe, to blaspheme against my own Lord, Jesus Christ. Ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣiṣẹ́ bàbá ẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún ẹ, gbogbo ogun tó ti mi àti gbogbo ẹ̀, ó ti domi sára ẹ láti alẹ́ ìlọ. Aago kan òru, gbogbo nǹkan tó ti fún ẹ jẹ pátápátá, ó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní odi ní gbogbo ẹ máa ṣiṣẹ́ lára ẹ. Gbogbo nǹkan kí nǹkan tí wọ́n lè ti fún ẹ jẹ, wípé wọ́n sọ ẹ́ di alágbára èèyàn lórílẹ̀‐èdè ayé, gbogbo ẹ̀ ó ti di omi sí ẹ ní ara, Olúṣẹ́gun Ọbásanjọ́. Ìwọ ni mo fẹ́ bá fà á ní ọ̀tẹ̀, because ìwọ gangan ni problem Nigeria. Ó ti domi sí ẹ ní ara. Èmi ò sí ní Nigeria, tó bá dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn pé kán wá gbé mi ní UK ó yá ẹ jẹ́ á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fà ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo iṣẹ́ tó wà ní ara ẹ̀ pátápátá ó ti di omi ní àti alẹ́ ìlọ Olúṣẹ́gun Ọbásanjọ́. Àdàbí tó bá jẹ́ pé omi ò ní kan ara ẹ̀ àbí òrùngbẹ ò ní gbẹ nǹkan tó bá mú ẹ mu omi tí omi kan ẹ ní ara ẹ because kò sí ìyálà ìyá bàbá ńlá ẹni tó lè bá omi jà ó máa gba òdì ní ara ẹ níṣẹ́ àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ara ẹ àtomi ara ẹ kò lè ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ láti àṣálẹ́ yìí lọ. Gbogbo omi tó wà lára ẹ àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ayé máa kọ́ ọ̀run á kọ́ kò ní ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́sẹ̀. Èmi òòṣà ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ikú ló máa gbẹ̀yìn ẹ ikú ló máa gbẹ̀yìn mi náà ṣùgbọ́n lórí òtítọ́ àdàbí tó bá jẹ́ pé kò ń ṣe òtítọ́ ni mo dì mú nìkan náà ló kù ìwọ ò lọ blaspheme lórí Jésù Kristi ó wá ń yan ga ó ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ mi ò bẹ̀rù kú o bàbá ẹ má mu omi mọ́ ẹ má dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí omi kó kan ara yín so long as tó bá ti jẹ́ pé omi water is life omi yẹn òun ló máa gba ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní ara yín. I swear it is a spiritual battle. Mi ò gbé Nàìjíríà o mi ì dẹ̀ ní interest in Nàìjíríà ẹ wò mí dáadáa èmi mo jó pálí yín nínà bó ṣe dùn mí tó torí pé kí ni àbá mi ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jà láti orí Gowon ìlú Nàìjíríà ò ní ojú ẹ lè tó ẹ dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí irú èmi yìí at this age gbogbo yín ẹ dẹ̀ ń sọ pé àwa ni leaders of tomorrow ìwọ dẹ̀ sì ń pè rẹ ní leaders ká dá fún ẹ man ká dá fún gbogbo yín ǹjẹ́ ẹ rí Babangida Abdulsalam tó tiẹ̀ tó jẹ́ junior officers tí yín ǹjẹ́ rí gbogbo wọn wọ́n wà lójú ọpọ́n how come it is you Ọbásanjọ́ how come you are the bane of the problem of Nigeria Ọbásanjọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ àti omi tó wà ní ara ẹ̀ kò lè ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ ní àgọ́ ara ẹ̀ láti wákàtí ìlọ́mọ́. èmi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ èmi òòṣà ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó wà ní ara ẹ àti omi ara ẹ àti fi rúbọ gbogbo iṣẹ́ tó ti ṣe fún ẹ kò dẹ̀ lè jẹ́ mọ́ because alálẹ̀ wọ́n ti padà lẹ́yìn ẹ Ọbásanjọ́. mi ní sọ nǹkan tí mo sọ ní àná fún àwọn èèyàn ṣùgbọ́n take my word for it. You don't know who I am. Kíkéré lábẹ́rẹ́ kéré kì í ṣe mímì fún adìyẹ àdàbí tó bá jẹ́ pé ìjọ ọmọ aráyé mi kò sí ní kókó àyà mi. Àníṣe, mo tún repeat ẹ̀. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ara ẹ̀ Olúṣẹ́gun Ọbásanjọ́ àtomi ara ẹ̀ ó ti gbòdì lára ẹ̀ láti wákàtí lọ. Tí mo dẹ̀ ti sọ sínú afẹ́fẹ́ pé ó ti gbòdì lára ẹ̀, ó ti gbòdì lára ẹ̀. Nǹkan tó bá fi lè mú Ọbásanjọ́ mu omi tó fi omi wẹ̀, gbogbo nǹkan kí nǹkan tó bá ń ṣe nílé ayé ó ti gbòdì ní ara ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ, èmi mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Let's bring the stream to an end. If I can come up tomorrow's stream, I'm going to talk about the Malians. I'm going to start with the Malians because there are so many things you don't know about the Malians. And I want to bring those ones too out. Yes. Let's go deeper. We need to change this world because the world is gradually coming to an end. The rapture is going to happen anyway. And I'm not scared about the end of the world if I'm still alive, because I have nothing to lose. I'm only scared of the Supreme Being. Guys, in the name of God the Almighty, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, let's bring the stream to an end. I'll see you on the next stream from whichever of the platform you guys are watching us from. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow us, and I'll see you next time. Listen, it is hot, and when I am carried away the way I am talking, I'm not the one talking. I've got somebody talking to me, telling me exactly what to say. I can only buttress my argument with facts. Until next time, follow us. I can come back live anytime. Just follow me. If you don't follow me, you won't be able to get the best or the necessary gist that will equip you. Until next time, peace be unto you. We've entered into the next day, 25th day of the 9th month of September 2023. The time currently in London is 01:11. Follow us, and this week I wish you God's blessing. I wish you God's guidance. And don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you, because whatever you throw out into the universe is going to bounce on you 10 times. Karma. Peace be unto you. I wish you joy, love, and happiness. Until next time. Peace and God blessing. Good night.